Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
It is time for the show. Welcome on a Monday, everybody.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene.
What's up, Glenn? Checking in on YouTube. Steve, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. What's up, Sean Poole? Carla, thanks for being here. Oh, yeah. What else we got checking in? What's up, Adam? Brian, thank you. What's up, Robert? Steve Hook in the house. Darren McKibben in the house. Grocery Store Vodka well represented. What's up, Heather? Good to have you with us. Jeffrey's here too. Look at this. We almost got the entire Grocery Store Vodka crew here. We do. That's cool. It is. Is it? Steve Hook here. Yes. Thanks for that theme song, Sweet Sister Mercy. Welcome to the program on a Monday. It is our weekend update here from Hall Around Town Radio. And if you saw somebody play over the weekend, you'd like to give them a shout out, drop in the comments. I'd love to mention them here on the show. It was a good weekend out there for live local music. It was. And hi, Bill. Thanks for checking in, buddy. So, yeah, shout out us here and let us know who you saw play over the weekend. If you're on the Tube of You or you're on the Book of Face, you can comment and the comments can be put up on the screen. So that's what we like. And, yeah, look at that. Wow. What's up, Steve? How are you, buddy? I got the entire Grocery Store Vodka crew in the house now. I do. They're all here. They're all here. I believe do we have the whole band? I think we do at this point. Scott Bennett in the house from Abe's Lincoln. Thank you. And Heather said Kevin McCoy band was fantastic. I love those guys. Some of my great friends there in the Kevin McCoy band. I saw them the week before. That's why I didn't come down to the Bell, but still I knew it'd be a perfect show. And anytime you get a chance to see the country sounds of Kevin McCoy, you will love it. Even if you're not a country fan, so to speak, go see the Kevin McCoy band. It's a different style show. It's a party. Really, really, really good. It is. Glenn says got to check out Kevin McCoy at the Bell on Saturday night. Good. Glad. Hope you liked them. I do. Dirk Turner, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. And yes. If you'd have known I was going to be there, you wouldn't have shown up. Yeah, if those guys were going to be here, you wouldn't have shown up. I got it, Jeffrey. Yes. And Glenn said it was a great show as always. There we go. All right. I do want to apologize to the boys from Grocery Store Vodka. I didn't get to spend as much time as I would have loved to with them on Saturday night. I had some friends meeting me at Froggy's in Monroe, so I had to get down in there and see them. And I wanted to spend a little time with them as well and all that. So, I've seen Grocery Store Vodka quite a bit, and I enjoyed seeing them. What little bit I got to see of them on Saturday. Got some good photos of them and some of that stuff. We do have their set list coming up here, which is cool. Sean Poole getting a shameless plug in there about his new single. She is Talking with Her Eyes. Is it number 5 on the top 100 independent country music charts for Cashbox Magazine, month of April. Good deal, man. Congratulations, Sean Poole. Love me some independent artists who are out there making it happen. That's cool. No record labels to mess things up. All that good stuff. Hello, Connie. How are you? Good to have you with us. Hey, Sandra, how are you? Checking in from Belize today. You may be the furthest away today. How about that? I hope you're having fun on your vacay. Yes. What's Melissa got to say here? How are you, Melissa? No, it's not Melissa. I'm sorry. I'm messed up here. I am, is it? I can't, the screen is so small. I'm having trouble reading the names. I went to see Kat Campbell at Wiedeman's on Friday, and Saturday went to Village Theater to see Gina and Johnny's live recording. Yeah, that would have been a good one. It would have. And Sean, you're most welcome, man. Love to hear it too. I'm going to have to hear that song. For real. So welcome, guys, to the broadcast. Let me say this is what we do, or podcast, broadcast, vlog, however you want to call it. We are here on Mondays to repeat our weekend to you and kind of give you the family slideshow about what went on over the weekend with us. So again, if you saw somebody play that wowed you over the weekend, we'd love for you to drop in the comments, give them a shout out, give the venue a shout out. Guys, these venues are struggling. There's a lot of music venues closing up. We have got to support our live local music venues. It's getting so difficult to even make a profit anymore in this business of music, with all the people with their handouts wanting you to pay them or they sue you, and those kind of things. So, if you can support the venues by making comments and getting people to know where they are and what they're doing, it would be appreciated. And I will tell you, we've been talking a lot on the show about our Thursday show. At one point, it was kind of a fluke. At one point, we were up to 14,000 views on that Thursday show, the Who's Playing Out in the Tri-State. I don't know why it went viral like that, because that is viral for us, and not viral for the influencer people and all the heroes out there that do social media every day. But it was pretty good for us. It has rapidly declined recently, and I don't know if it's the algorithm, what it is, if it's the list I'm doing that people just don't give a shit about. But this week we had the lowest we've had in the last 3 years at 675 views. It's never been below 1,000 in 3 years. And normally it's at 2,000, 3,000 people watching and viewing. And yeah, it's very strange. So again, I would love to hear from you. If you have suggestions on what to do with that show to make it more palatable for people or something, send it to me in a DM. Don't put it out on the page, because people will get on there and argue and be fighting and all this stuff. We don't want any of that. So, I've got people out there hating on me a little bit, saying I only talk about the same 5 bands and all that. That was one of the posts the other day. That's all Scott Hall does, talk about the same 5 bands and the same 5 venues. That is not true. We have over 300 bands in our gig submission group. That doesn't mean they all submit every week. So it's interesting how that works. And everybody that gets put on our list submits to us. I admire the guys like Jim Snow and people out there doing the big lists where they go on the internet and all week long and they drag stuff off the internet into a list. more hats off to them. That's great to support the music community, and I'm admirable of their ability to make that happen. But I am, I don't know. We're about to hit the tank on the old Thursday show if it doesn't continue, because obviously if you drop F-bombs, you're much more popular, which is not exactly what my goal was on the show. I mean, I'm not knocking Tuesday and Karis and anybody else, but wasn't our goal here. Our goal was to support live local music, not to say the word, if you see K. You everybody know K? I knew her. Those kind of things. So, it's just what it is. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate you. So, yeah, shoot us messages if you have any suggestions on that Thursday show, how we can get the numbers back up. The week before was at like 1,700, and this week it dropped to 600, which was really just shocking. Shocking it was. Hey, our weekly programming here Thursdays is Who's Playing Out. Wednesday with the band, Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday, and Monday, that's what you're with me today with. It is the Weekend Update, where we talk about who we got to see play live local music, and you chime in with who you got to see. Yes, and that's how it works. Thank you, Carla. Every Thursday you hear about new bands, please submit. Thank you. Well, it's not just they submit. They're still submitting. It's just the people aren't viewing. So that one takes me a lot of time to put together, so we'll see how it works. I'm still toying with it. I haven't made any decisions yet. I don't make knee-jerk decisions. In fact, I drag them out too long sometimes and let it die a slow, painful death. I do. Also on our Hot Topic Tuesday, if you have any ideas for hot topics, something that's just under your nail beds a little bit and bothering you about the music scene, send us the message on our DMs and we'll add it to our list of topics to put on the show. And we do a lot of viewer submitted topics on Wednesday or on Tuesday. We do. Hi, Catherine. Thank you for being here. Catherine submitted last week. She's one of them that was on the list. So this week in review, guys, for me, and again, if you saw somebody play and you want to shout it out, give it a big shout out if you can. And let's move on. Wednesday, where I started my week of live local music at Milano's in Miami Township, which is right on the edge of Miami's Burg, on 741 up here in the Dayton area, South Dayton area. Milano's has live music every Wednesday night. I'm trying to get in a few there before I start my Wednesday residency at Heather's for the summer. But we certainly want to invite you to go to Milano's. It's a wonderful place to have great food, drink, and enjoy some good live local, usually acoustic music on Wednesday nights. This past week, I got to see David Thornton. And David Thornton. Yeah, can I just say, David Thornton, what a great solo artist. He brought a fellow along playing harmonica. I never got his name. I didn't get a chance to talk to David because he never stopped playing while I was there. He played a long set. So, yeah, David plays everything. I mean, everything from new stuff to Led Zeppelin and back and forth again. He uses a looper pedal and some things to really enhance his show, but he doesn't overplay that, which is good because I'm not a huge fan of somebody. It's sounding like there's a, 3-piece vocal group and everything else in the room when they're just sitting up there playing on a bar stool. But David stands up there and sings and plays so well. He's an excellent guitarist. His guitar tone sounds wonderful. And he's just a good dude. And many songs there that night. And now there's a bar, too, that is Milano's is a UD bar, University of Dayton. The original Milano's, which is still down on Brown Street in Dayton, is right on the campus, damn near, is a huge bar for UD fans. And it has trickled over since people moved to the suburbs into all their other locations. And this one here, the Milano's here in Miami Township, draws a great UD crowd. UD happened to be playing that night on the TV. A lot of people there for UD. But they did not ignore David, which is good because sometimes, the sports like March Madness and all that can certainly affect an artist on stage. And they really liked David. They listened to him. They cheered for him. They applauded and all that. So I was glad to see that mixture there. I mean, they were obviously hooting and hollering when the UD team did something right. And that's just how that works. But David it was funny because he joked about, hey, can we turn the TVs off? And of course, everybody throws their head around and looks at him. But I thought that was a pretty funny joke. And Catherine says David Thornton is the best. I love David Thornton. I do. And let's see. Steve saw One Foot in their first show at the Knotty Pine on Friday. Check out his page for videos after the show. Thank you, Steve. Good to see you, buddy. What's Jimmy Kilroy got to say here as I'm talking about stuff? He said, saw the Hanky Panks and Retroactive Band over the weekend. Love both those bands so much. Oh, Carla's hoping numbers will rise. Somebody said something about it being opening day. Yes, that's a national holiday in Cincinnati. And don't even get me started about the crap that went on after opening day down at the banks and all that. I feel so sorry for those business owners down there who are trying to make a buck and support local music and everything else. And then mayhem and chaos comes to town. Craziness. Jeffrey said Buckeyes football, very tough to compete with. It sure is. And the other thing is you have to realize these musicians get booked long in advance, even before they announce the date of some of the games, especially in football season. Those game times change, the dates change, all that. So you never know what you're going to get whammied with. I don't mind playing or seeing music in a sports bar. It doesn't bother me unless they have the TV or the giant big screen going on behind the band. That bothers me a little bit. Because you might as well just turn off the band and have the sports on and be done with it at that point if you're going to use the backdrop as a big screen. But that's just Scott's opinion only. And you know what opinions are. We'll just leave it at that. Bill said the only music I attended was Saturday with Reese Murray, Doug Hart, and Noah Witherspoon for a great evening of blues at the Hidden Gym. I bet that was a good crowd that night there. Bill, I love all of those guys. Reese Murray, he's a force, man, and a lot of people don't know about him. Love Reese Murray. I've seen him play several times. All right, I want to thank David Thornton. I want to thank Sean Cooper at Milano's, the PMGM, for always supporting local music and being a good dude. And let's move on to Thursday night. Let's talk about the Bell and the Bear Jam on Thursday. You want to talk about it? I spend a lot of time talking about the Jam because I go every chance I can get. But I will tell you, I'm going to talk about something a little different today. First and foremost, I'll say the house band was on fire. Rob Olson filled in for Toy Hobbs and did a remarkable job as Rob does. Rob could play the phone book on the guitar. I mean, he's a great guitarist. And Rob is just a super, super chill, super nice guy and plays so well. And he was a great welcome addition that night. Travis Hanna behind the drum kit, Kevin Cooper on guitar and kind of musical direction, Jonathan Grooms, Kathy Laverde playing the bass throughout the night. And then, of course, Jim Cuesta on keyboards, just to name a few that were in the house. The usual suspects were there, of course, TJ and that whole bunch, but had a new band come up, play a little went a little 90s on us, a little alt rock, and that was fun. I cannot remember their name. If anybody remembers their name, the band name, please drop it. I was busy in a conversation with somebody when they played, and I didn't get a chance really to hear everything, but I know the crowd responded well to them. It was a little slow for the Jam. Some of the songs they were doing, a little slow. The Jam's more of an upbeat party atmosphere most of the night, but they still got a good reception. And I will tell you that one thing about the Bell and the Bear that I love, and I'm going to focus on this today for Thursday Jam. Whether you love music, whether you know any of these musicians that are playing or not, and whether it's just your thing to hear jam nights when people get up and play and bands come together in the weirdest combinations and kill it, that's the appeal of the Jam. But also the appeal of the Jam is the friendships that are developed by the crowd there that's into the music community. Not just talking about musicians, music lovers in the crowd, the people that are there to see live local music. And that crowd is full of smiling, happy, energized people who love music. And I hope if you've not been there, you get a chance to go see this because it is magical. There's something about that room. And I'm not kissing Karis's butt or pumping her tires up or any of that. But she has built this jam night there with her crew of folks that has become something that is bigger than life. I mean, it is so good. Some nights are bigger, some nights are off a little. So, but that's what the part of the jam is. That's what you never know what you're going to get when you show up to the Bell and the Bear on a Thursday night. And you never know when you're going to see that superstar that's up and coming that just pops on stage, or somebody that plays with the house band that is a superstar that plays for big bucks all over the country, who steps in and walks in and plays just to jam, just to be up there with their friends and all that. So it's a wonderful thing. If you've got a comment about the jam, if you've been a part of the jam, guys, drop it in. I'd love to hear from you as well, because Carla, as Carla says, it is worth talking about. I have made so many friendships through that bar and through the jam night. I feel like I walk in there some nights and I don't hear the first 30 minutes of music because I have to say hi to everybody I know. And there's so many people there that you know. And so many great people that are willing to just come up and say, how you doing? And great to see you. And that warms my heart. It's not that way in every club you go to. Some clubs you go to, there's judgy musicians standing in the corner with their arms crossed, watching the band, saying, I could do it better, and all those things. We've all seen that. But at the Bell, it's a family. It's love. It's heartwarming to be part of that. So I enjoy it. And Adam, you need to go one night on a Thursday, brother, and play guitar. Message me sometime when you want to go down there. I'll meet you down there. I'll introduce you to everybody. I love introducing folks up in our area up here, the talent up here, to the folks there. I know Tim's been down to sing before, but it's just magical there. It's hard to describe, honestly. And Ed's saying he agrees with me 100%. Such a great community, and it is, and it's indescribable some nights. The energy in that room and the hair standing up on your arms because you just heard, a collaboration of two people that would never sing any other time outside that because they work all the time singing in their own bands and things, and they get up on stage and perform, or guitarists who are fantastic. And then Karis pulls something like the Shred Off, which just takes it to another level, and you meet all kinds of great new people. So if you haven't made the Bell and the Bear Jam yet, get there, guys. That's all I'm going to say about it. The night was fun. It was energized. Had a good time on Thursday night. Didn't stay real late. I had too much going on the next day. So, and sometimes, even Karis has to bail out of there quickly because she's been there all day long, and she's got to get home, get a little rest, and those kind of things. People don't always understand that, but we make the Irish exit sometimes, and I bailed out of there pretty quickly, but I try to say bye to folks and leave on a note like that, and not just slither out the corner or anything. And Carla says, need to hit that so bad. You do. You really do. It's so good. And yeah. And so many people pop in and play and just show up. And, you'd go somewhere and you'd pay money to go see DV8 for the night. And then the whole band shows up at the jam one night and plays, and it's just so much fun. And Scott Bennett from Abe's Lincoln saying the jam is loads of fun. Yeah, the best place you could possibly go on a Thursday night if you love live music. And I agree with you. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you, Scott. The improv. It's like improv night in a comedy club. You never know what you're going to get. And it's just so cool to be a part of that. And to occasionally I get to step on stage and do some announcing and all that for the jam as well, especially on the sponsorship nights and so on. And it's an honor for me to be up there around all those great people. And, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Mike Roberts, who is running the list now. He and Kathy kind of stepped back from the list a little bit, and Mike's been running it. And that is a job, because you get all kinds of folks who walk in who are like, okay, I want to go on the list. And it's not karaoke. You don't go next when your turn comes up. If you get on the list and you're fifth on the list, you don't go fifth. They have to time that, and they have to work the energy of the show. And Mike's kind of like the director of that, in putting the right people on stage with the right energy, with the right songs, and that to keep the flow going for the night. It is an art. It is. And thank you to Mike Roberts for that. And we got to support his wife, Dixie, there on Thursday night. It was her birthday. And when there's a birthday at the Bell, it's a party. Always. I've had birthdays there. And it is Dixie's birthday today. We were celebrating her birthday at the Jam Thursday night, but it is Dixie's birthday today. So happy birthday to Dixie Roberts. She's 29 today. That's what we're going to say. And we'll leave that alone. And Bill says it's a musician's playground. Yes. Chris Reese once called it the musician's clubhouse. I mean, it's got lots of names. And if you ever hear anyone in public and you haven't been there yet say it's a clique, it's this, go see for yourself. Don't believe those people, because you'll walk in and you'll say there's nothing further from the truth than that. People who say it's a clique are people who have their little panties in a wad over something that they didn't get treated like a rock star that night, because rock stars play that stage and they don't act like rock stars. Reb Beach was just there. I mean, we're talking Whitesnake, Winger, Dokken, unbelievable guitarist, well-known throughout the United States and the world. And he's playing on the stage and talking to people like he's just a customer. So that's what goes on there. That's what's cool about it. Hey, speaking of Mike Roberts, his ears must have been burning. I just talked about him. And Steve says it's the fans clubhouse too. Well, yeah, it's our place to hang out. It's the place you want to go. It reminds me so much of the 80s. Back in the 80s, when clubs were like, it was your club. You went to that club 5 nights a week, and you hung out there and you knew everybody there, and you were Norm, the bartender knew your name and all that stuff. That's how all that works at the Bell and the Bear. And they know now that I'm owed 160 plus Jamesons, which is good for me. It is. Yes. It's hard sometimes for the Daytonians with jobs and kids to get down there on a school night. I understand that completely. And there's my friend Dixie. She's popping in too. How you doing, Dixie? Happy birthday today. Happy 29th birthday today, Dixie. It's what we're going to tell everybody, for real. And Steve said, loved our time there, even with our snafu. Well, things happen, Steve. Things happen. It's live music. It's live entertainment. Live without rehearsal. That's the other part. And you'll all sit there and you'll say, wow, this house band they don't spend a lot of time going over these songs that they play at the beginning of the night, or they have to play with the people that walk in, and they all look at each other some nights and go, you know that one? No. You know that one? I'll fool my way through it. And then they kill it. So it's really, really good. Everybody say happy birthday to Dixie, will you? Drop that in the comments, people, if you will. All right. I do want to thank Rob Olson, our friends at the Bell and the Bear Jam, all the people. I tried to get some photos of the folks that hang out there a lot in this week's series of photos that I took. But I got to move on here. Let me look at the time. Yeah, I do. I have to move on. So Saturday was a two-parter. I took Friday night off from local music, frankly, because I needed it. And sometimes I need a mental health day. And no offense to those of you, but I just sometimes need a day off. And Saturday night, two-parter, started out at Mr. Burroughs Tavern with our friends from Grocery Store Vodka. Before I go any further, if you've never seen them, just the name in itself would make you want to go see these guys. It's a fantastic band name. It is. Thank you, Heather, for saying that to Dixie. Steve, thank you so much. Bill says Whiskey a Go-Go of Cincinnati. That's what Bell and Bear reminds you of. Yes. 100% Rainbow Room, Whiskey a Go-Go. I mean, it's got that kind of image and attitude about it. And yes. And Grocery Store Vodka is wishing Dixie a happy birthday. Thank you for being here, Dixie. You're up in comments. That's what I love. Keep them rolling, people. Say hi to Dixie. She's a wonderful lady, and she had such a good time there on her birthday Thursday. So Grocery Store Vodka on Saturday, I got to see little bit of the first set. I will say that. And like I said, I apologize to the guys. I had made plans to meet friends at another place, and I did not get to stay, but I wanted to stop and at least say hi to these guys because they are just such cool cats and great people. Love hanging out with the Grocery Store Vodka boys. And even if they do or don't like my signature drink called the Hall Pass, some do, some don't. It's an acquired taste. It is. So Grocery Store Vodka hit the ground running, eight on the dot. It's when they were supposed to start. I was glad to see that. Hit the ground running, started out, and I've got their set list today. So let me run through their set list with you here real quick. And let's talk about Ain't That a Shame, a little cheap trick to start the festivities out with. Then Dirty Deeds and TNT with AC/DC, Walk All Over You, an AC/DC tune. Let It Go, Def Leppard. Cumbersome in there from Seven Mary 3. Interstate Love Song, a little Stone Temple Pilots action. Then you had Raise 'Em High, which is, I believe, a Grocery Store Vodka original, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody tell me if it's not. Superstition, Metal Health, Quiet Riot, Motley Crue, Looks to Kill, Love Removal Machine. I love the Cult, and I do. Whiskey in the Jar, the Metallica version, just to get started. And what Darren say yuck about? What are you saying yuck about, Darren? He's talking about the hall pass. That's what he's talking about. Well, you know what? You don't have to drink them. You don't. You don't have to drink them. Let's see. Shot in the Dark, Ozzy in there. You Really Got Me, Van Halen. We're Not Gonna Take It, Twisted Sister, and Billy Idol's Rebel Yell to round out set number 1 for GSV. And then Velvet Revolver's tune in set list number 2, Slither. Let's see. I Got a Line on You, the Jeff Healey version of that one. Screaming in the Night, Crocus. These guys get a little edgy on the rock, and I like that. I love that, they're not playing the standard, Mr. Brightsides and those kind of things. And nothing wrong with those songs, but I like that they step out of that box a little bit. Summer of 69, A Whole Lot of Love from Zeppelin. Jailbreak from Thin Lizzy is another one I love that they do. Whiskey Made Me Do It. Everybody Wants You, Billy Squire. Hurts So Good, a little John Cougar Melon Ball there. And Love My Bike, a Grocery Store Vodka original. Sharp Dressed Man, You Give Love a Bad Name. All Right Now, a Free song. I love that song. And Rock and Roll All Night, Party All Every Day. And there it is. There it is. Steve Shoemaker says, shut up, Darren. I like them. There. Thank you guys for bantering back and forth. I appreciate that. And Adam said Crocus. Hell yeah. Here's a guy, Adam, too. I'm going to talk about him in a minute in Barely Able, but here's a young guy who was raised right. He knows the greatest music. And thanks to mom and dad there, Adam, they have raised you in the right direction of music, I hope. I hope that's who did that. And Carla says, killer list, some of my favorites. Yeah, you've got to go see this band. Grocery Store Vodka, man. And I'm still waiting on my bottle of Grocery Store Vodka. But it's going to be full of their brand of vodka someday. Someday. I'm waiting on it. I am. So that was their set list, peeps, for the show at Mr. Burroughs. Like I said, I didn't get to see all of it, but what I did get to see, I loved. Spring break in Springboro and the surrounding areas make for a tough go of that specific weekend in music. Actually, it's 2 weekends because they come and go. They leave on Friday, come back the following Sunday, a week later. And that can be tough on the crowd. The crowd was a little bit down from what I'm used to on a Saturday night at Mr. Burroughs of fighting your way for a chair. It was not to that point, but I don't know what it got like later. It could have picked up later. I did not see that. So if it did, tell me, fellas, I'd love to know. But Grocery Store Vodka, man, check them out. Follow their page. They need followers on their page. So go follow after the show, Grocery Store Vodka. And you can see their schedule and where they're playing. And you can also find their schedule on All Around Town Radio's Thursday Who's Playing Out show. And they always submit to us. So thank you guys for submitting to our list. All right. Last but not least on the list today is Barely Able at Froggy's. Went to meet my friends at Froggy's. Had a great night there. Enjoyed it a whole lot. Again, not the biggest crowd I've ever seen at Froggy's, for real. But spring break time. And that's just what it does. And then warmer weather, people are cooking out. They're doing stuff. That'll wear off. They'll be back in the bars and doing their thing. But Barely Able, rocking the house. I have got to give props. Oh, yes. Reynolds and Linda, R&L Sound and Lighting. David Linda plays in Barely Able, but Chris Reynolds was running the sound and lighting for them It was perfection. Chris Reynolds' mix was perfect. I could hear every drum tap. Every guitar lick. He had a perfect mix in Froggy's. So, Chris, hats off to you, brother. And the light show, Bill, you wouldn't have liked. I'll just say that to Bill because Bill doesn't like the bright lights in his eyes. And if you look at my pictures, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the light show was phenomenal. It was very good for a rock band show and all that. Really, 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 really good. And I want to give them a big shout out. Now, Barely Able. Two guitarists trading leads back and forth. Adam and Robbie just killing it on the guitars. And Adam, like I said, he's a young cat, but he is certainly into this older music that they're playing. And I do not have their set list. Yes. Yeah, please let Chris know that it was wonderful. The mix in the room, that's probably the best I've heard a sound mix in Froggy's in the time I've been going there in 10 years. So it was CD quality, a perfect sound, great vocals. Tim was slaying the vocals. You guys just Barely Able just brings it. And everything from Led Zeppelin, playing Zeppelin tunes, playing Ozzy tunes, Sabbath tunes, really killing it with a little bit of a heavier rock vibe to it, and then throwing some 90s in there as well. And, it's tough anymore in the music business to gauge a crowd. And I think you have to kind of be ready to change on the fly depending on who you have show up. And I noticed they were throwing in some songs that people were asking for and doing that, which is good. I mean, it's good. If you got a customer that's in the crowd that loves you and follows you and they want to hear a specific song, you ought to do it for them. And there's nothing wrong with changing your set list. It's not always set in stone unless that's the only 12 songs you know. You know, if you can add a song in here and there and do it on the fly and call a little bit of an audible, it works a lot of times for your customers. And, there was a birthday party in there that was on a party bus that was going on early, and then they left, and then it just continued to have people come in and fill the seats. And good service at Froggy's, had a good night there. So really a wonderful evening. Barely Able, if you haven't followed him yet, David Linda, who plays in Last Call as well. He is the bass player. And Adam, what's your drummer's name again? Throw it in there if you're still out there, buddy. Want to hear that. And Jeffrey said, we have found ourselves changing on the fly more than we want to sometime, but give the crowd what they want. Hell yeah, man. That is the key to success. And like I said, you never know. I mean, you could walk into the bar and for some reason there's a conference in town and it's full of elderly businessmen, and you got to change it up. You got to play some songs that appeal to them. And even though they may not be back again, they may come back in a year and say, I want to find this band we saw last year. And it's Bill says, tried them at Satch's in Trenton a few weeks ago. Sounded great, but couldn't stay for the light show. Yeah, I know it bothers your eyes, Bill. I get it. And they have a very theatrical light show, and it works for the rock band thing. But I knew it wouldn't be for you, Bill. Justin Thompson on drums. Thank you for that, Adam. I appreciate it. And Adam just shredded, slayed, and everything else, every other adjective I can think of the guitar that night. The vocals are primo. The backing vocals are always primo. And this band's a great one. So I wish I'd have gotten their set list. I didn't. However, we've talked about Barely Able quite a bit. So I can say that that's one of the 5 bands I see in my life that somebody complained about on Facebook the other day. And, for those that know me, know that's not true, but it's Barely Able is one of my go-to bands. They are. Says, love bands that ventures off the playlist a few. Great band is prepared for those moments when you're looking to feel. Yeah, you got to be ready. You got to be prepared for it, for real. And Glenn, thank you for being here. He says he'll be back for Thursday's show. You're not going to show up for any others, Glenn? Thanks. Love you, man. Adam, thank you very much, brother. And tell the rest of the band thank you for a great night of music at Froggy's in Monroe. Had a chance to chat with the owner there for a few minutes at Froggy's, and he's doing his best to bring local talent to the stage. And there was no cover charge that night there and everything. So before anybody panics over a big rumors that there's a $20 cover charge in there, nobody was sitting at the door charging $20. So there you have it. And Dewey, I have had more cancellations in the last 2 weeks on my bands and one-on-one Wednesdays, but I'm working on it. So if someone's out there and they'd like to be on and talk about music solo wise, I love the one-on-one interviews. The last one we did was with Scotty Bratcher. It was excellent. And hopefully you enjoyed it if you watched it. So we have one-on-one Wednesdays. We have Wednesday with the band, either one. They're at noon on Wednesday, but you can watch them anytime live, re-recorded, I guess. You can watch them anytime. So that's how it works here. And you can check out all our programming on YouTube. It's still all there. Facebook eliminates them after 30 days, just so you know. So I try to save the ones that are big topic interviews and things in a hard drive, but I don't keep them all on the Book of Face. Thank you, Adam. Thank you guys for watching today. I will be back with you tomorrow live at 5 with Hot Topic Tuesday, brought to you by the Bell and the Bear, with my co-host with the most, Karis. She'll be here for that. And until then, guys, get out and support live local music this week in the bands and venues that bring it to you. See you later. Bye-bye. Thanks, Mike Roberts. Thanks, Ed So Wiki. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Jeffrey. Steve. Thanks. For the community with great advice, I know who I should go see. Who's that? Don't forget the views and opinions expressed in our programs are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they may represent. Show. I could say that with a bad throat. Show. It's the show. Show. See y'all later. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe out there.